this meeting. And that virtual assistant just let us know that we're starting to record. So that way we could pass it out to all the other coaches who were not able to attend. But yeah, we've put together this little slideshow, and we're glad that those of you who were available to attend are here. Hopefully, you guys can ask some good questions towards the end. Really put us on the spot. And I just heard the garage open as Coach Henry is on his way. But do you want to give any opening remarks?
Yeah, hi, this is Lisa. I'm the logistics coach for the River Robotics Association, and I just want to say thank you all for being volunteer coaches. It was I'm sure, especially if you're a first time or you're a veteran, it's always crazy. So that's why we want to do these series of what to do when you start a team or start the season, what happens during the season, and now it's after the season. So we're hoping that this will be useful for a lot of teams that have not sure what to do next. So we're just going to go through these slides.
Yep. So of course we have everybody's favorite Calvin and Hobbes, Calvin and Susie yelling at each other. What do we do now? And that's what we hope to address. And it's really critical to be asking this question, so that way people don't drift apart. If you want to start, if you want to continue this team throughout next season, the best way to make sure that you can continue is to not stop, and still keep some engagement with your team, and take this time to better your own skills, better the team skills, and start circling the date on your calendar for next season, which is starting August 1st. And do you want to add a couple words about that?
Yep. So every year it's August 1st, no matter what day of the week it shows up on. And so it's good to mark your calendar. And as school schedules go, knowing it now and being prepared for it helps you kind of get off on a better footing. And so we have some advice as well to give you on how to go ahead and start, registering and looking at your equipment and starting your recruitment now. So we can go to the next slide as Henry keeps disappearing into his screen.
He's on his way to join you. We figured that was the easiest thing to do. So, all right. So next slide, talk about keep the fun going.
Yeah, so we really want to just keep that fun going, keep the momentum going. It doesn't have to be twice a week, 3 times a week. It could be infrequent, but just keep it in the forethought of your kids' minds, the coaches. Keep an eye on the equipment and maybe what you might need based on what you've learned. Like, for example, tonight I'm teaching the gyro sensor, and I realized that we're short on gyro sensors, so I need to go order some gyro sensors.
And make it fun. Now that you're not under any sort of time crunch or anything like that, do more of those fun teamwork aspects. Talk with your students about what they liked or what they didn't like about the season, but keep it light. So I'm the coach of the FTC team, and we just finished our season, and we're absolutely gonna plan. Okay, what do we like about this season? What do we not like about this season? But we're going to keep it light. We're not on a crunch. And so like she said, once a week, maybe
once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks, yeah. But it's important to still keep some level of regularity. And so we do have some wonderful events coming up that we would love to see you all at.
So the first robotics competition, which is the varsity level, high school level robotics, is going to be at Blacksburg High School, March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. All the public is invited to attend. We highly recommend that teams always encourage their kids to go to an FTC or first robotics competition so they can see what they have ahead of them, why they're building from those little redos to the EV3s or spikes up to FTC, and then these huge 120-pound robots that are really crashing into each other and trying to make these circular hoops get through a certain slot, and bells and whistles and things like that. We're very fortunate that the host of the is allowing us to First Chesapeake and Team 4-1 is allowing us to have on Saturday a First Lego League Challenge scrimmage. We already have 7 teams that have signed up. So my team, the Turtles, are going to build trophies. So each team gets a trophy just for coming. It's just going to be competition table, and we're just going to run some matches. Some high school kids are going to be the referees, and we'll just see if we've improved or if maybe we can share some programs or share some insights with coaches. Last year, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we really did help each other. And a lot of the kids got to see for the first time what a competition would sort of look like. And then they, because they got such a late start last year. So we're really fortunate to do this again. And then on Sunday, there's going to be an expo for the little guys, the FL Explorers. Judges will be going around asking questions. The public will be there to ask questions and see what they've built. So please come and really, if you can, register with those QR codes or email new nrrrobotics@gmail.com and we'll send you a registration link. What's really going to be awesome is that we'll get a chance to tour the FRC robots and we'll be brought in onto really in front of everybody. We'll be right there in the middle of the FRC competition field to be recognized. And those high school kids go crazy for the FLL kids. So it's really worthwhile seeing. So if you have any questions, just nrrrobotics@gmail.com.
I just want to add on that, yeah, the FLL Explore Expo on the 3rd, that's really the one opportunity that I know of in the area for that level to be able to show off what they're doing. You know, it's one thing to be building these little models in your basement, but it's so much fun to get out there and show it off to people. Even if you don't think it's that much, just show off what you have, and it can be a lot of fun for the students. And I just remembered that we do another FLL Expo in December at the FTC competition. So,
and I should also remark to you as well that there's going to be 2 very special exhibits coming to the FRC event. One's going to be a big virtual reality trailer from the Air Force, and the Virginia Fine Arts Museum from Richmond, Virginia is bringing an interactive trailer as well that's going to be there on both days.
mhm.
And Volvo is going to bring their trucks to help let kids see up close and climb on.
So huge event, love to see that. So going back on, taking the time to improve yourself. So like Coach Lisa was talking about, use new sensors. That's a question that judges ask all the time is, what sensors do you use on the robot? How do you control your robot? Take this time to learn something new in an environment where you're not pressured to perform for a competition. So that way next season, because we would love for you to stick around next season, you have a place to start. You can start with what you've been working on over the summer. So there's the gyro sensor, the light sensor, the touch sensor. You can learn to use the motors in new creative ways. You can learn to use dog gears or quick attachments. So now is really the time to take the pressure off it and learn, and same with the WeDo, see what the WeDos are capable of and try to find their limits. Yeah, learn more about gear systems and pulleys and
it could be still doing things on the competition mat, or you can make up your own challenge. Just make up your own challenge. There's all kinds of building instructions through both EV3 and the WeDo systems that you could just try to build something just to try it out. And it doesn't have to be, on the competition mat. It could be on a Mindstorms mat, or it could be on the floor.
And the new River Robotics is a resource for those if you want some brainstorming or need some older parts or something like that. We want to be the place that can help you find those mats or those challenges.
Yep, we do have a good collection of previous year's mats for both FLL Explore and FLL Challenge. So give us a shout and we'll see what we have, and you're welcome to give them a try.
And so when it comes to recruiting, if you have some students moving on, or you just feel like you need a bigger team with more student or more parent involvement, encourage people to bring their friends, so it's very likely that your existing students have already bragged to all their friends about how cool of a program this is. So now is the time to bring them along, because it can kind of be a little bit rocky if you try to bring somebody on after the season has started in August. So now is the time to get friends involved, and even if they just try you out for a day, try to catch them up to speed, learn what gracious professionalism is all about. And your students get to feel like the expert when they're teaching their friends about the cool stuff that they do.
And I can, Coach Ethan saw that today with the Turtles. This is our second after season meeting. And we had 2 girls bring 2 friends, and they love teaching their friends. And I kept hearing one girl asking her friend, "So what do you think about this? Isn't it cool?" And the other girls are like, "Yeah, this is cool." So bringing friends along gives you a chance to, for them to invite somebody that, they get to teach and share their experience with.
And if you want to do this in a more structured manner, instead of just, having people pop in, pop out, we suggest that you can organize a workshop. So the spring is the perfect time for this. As schools are winding down after SOLs, now is the time to be thinking about how to recruit for next season. So if you want to, you can organize, a workshop. It could be 1 day, it could be 3 days, it could just be 60 minutes of let's all meet, bring everybody who's interested. Let's try to solve this one problem in 60 minutes, and use that time to kind of observe, who's working well with who, what parents are showing interest, and come in, or are they just dropping and running? And you have the control over who joins your team, so don't feel like every kid who loves Legos needs to hop on. Take your time and really evaluate and prepare them for the season ahead. Set their expectations that this is not a competition in the traditional sense. It's not about beating others. It's about doing the best that you can do.
And I have to say that when my husband started teaching FLL for the very first time with a teacher at Christiansburg elementary school, he, the first year, had 20 kids show up, and oh my gosh, how do you can't turn them away. So he devised a pretty much a 3-day session in the end of April, and kids had to fill out a little application. They had to be there for all 3 meetings. They had to be there the entire time. So that's already a weeding out process of kids who's too involved in sports, whose parents just don't want to encourage their kid to participate. And during those 3 days, he would really just let the kids, the older kids, the team members interact, and he would just write down his observations. And on the last couple of days of school, he would send out a little flyer or a little invitation to those kids saying, "Hey, if you're like to do this, please let me know on the first day of school that you would like to join our team." And also stipulated what was involved. You're going to have to come this many times. You're going to have to go this competition in this time frame. And that's how we got the kids, the dedicated kids that were ready on the first day of school to start the team.
And so Jordan has asked in the chat about is the NRA shop available and resources available for hosting these workshops. And I know Jordan has successfully done events like this in the past at our shop. So yeah, all that we ask is that just get in touch with us. Let's pick out a couple of dates that you will have access to it. we'll make sure that it's cleaned up. So I get really messy in there. So we'll make sure it's cleaned up. We'll make sure that you have your space to work. We'll make sure that nobody else is working at the same time as you. But yeah, I think we'd be happy to arrange that and block out some time for you.
And if it was gonna be off-site at a school or a library or anything like that, we're happy to put together some robots for you just to borrow for that workshop.
Yep.
And,
Also, so while you're looking at students at this time, take some time to look over the equipment. So did you use a Spike Prime last year? Did you use an EV3 last year? Do you think you want to make a switch? Start considering things like that. Personally, we adore the EV3s. I adore more the NXTs that I started with, but the EV3s are a pretty good improvement. They're I just love that there's a big screen that you can navigate. It's a little complicated at times, but to us at the New River Robotics, we love the EV3s, and that's why we provide the EV3s as part of the grant for new teams. They don't have a gyro sensor built in, which means that if the gyro goes bad, you could just replace it, get another one with interchangeable parts. So if you're considering a Spike Prime, listen to other people, hear their reviews. If you want to switch from Spike Prime to EV3s, we can talk about that and make sure that you are set up and ready to go for the season. But also look at maybe you just want more. Maybe you have EV3s already and you just want more. And with that comes more laptops to program them. So the turtles, the way they work is just about every student gets their own robot and their own computer, and they
at the
get to
beginning of the season, just at the beginning of the
Right.
season, and then we drop it down to 4, and then 3. Then we have 2, one that's a competition and one that's a backup, just because we have so many new kids that are just starting off that it's tough. So having 5 computers and then breaking it down. So yeah.
Yeah, and so if that's how you're thinking about running your team, instead of having, everybody tackle the robot all at once and fighting for the opportunity to run missions, or maybe some people programming, some people running the robot, sometimes adding a robot can double your
Productivity.
working on 2 missions at the same time, so long as, like Coach Lisa said, you narrow it down to one competition one competition robot a few weeks before the November or the March competition. Also look at what parts do you need. Is there any parts that you were short on? Can we provide those for you, or is it worth looking around on websites to get?
Mhm.
Yeah, which site do you use, if any?
Is it Bricklink?
Bricklink.
Bricklink. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the eBay of Lego parts.
Let's see.
And I don't know if y'all got to talk about this before, but I don't think certainly from the district level, our qualifiers, but at the state level, I don't think we were seeing a noticeable difference in performance of Spike versus EV3. I think those two are both holding their own. It's really about how much time did the kids put into it and practice.
And surely we know enough coaches that are using Spike Primes that we can get you in touch with them. Perhaps you could borrow their Spike Prime or their Spike Essentials and give it a whirl before you do it. It doesn't have a screen that you can know your program. There's pros and cons for both units, but you got to figure what do you feel best about. And also, if you decide you want to buy one, you need to be ready, because the best pricing of these items are when you register for the team. Trying to buy it off of the websites. And unfortunately, there are knockoff brands that people are running into. So if you decide, yep, we want to go with that, we have the money, you should do it at registration. Okay.
All right. And so the next date, so on top of the March dates, those are coming up quick, the March 2nd and March 3rd days for the FLL Challenge scrimmage and the FLL Explore Expo, May 2024. And this is where my expertise fades out because that's paperwork.
So May 20th is the first day that you can start registering or re-registering your team. So if you're new, that's the day it's open registration. If you're a new team, you can re-register. When you register so early, as soon as August 1st is, some materials will come to you in July if you've already registered, and then your mat will come to you within 10 days of August 1st. So those teams that get closer and closer to August 1st, they end up getting their books and their materials later. And then they get the mat later, and they go in the order of registration. So we've had teams that didn't get their competition mat until like 2 weeks before a tournament. So please, 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 if you want to re-register your team, if you want to re-register your team, or you want to apply for another grant from the New River Robotics Association, you want more robots, you need help with paying for fees, we need to have some sort of, you don't have to re-register, you just have to write us a letter telling us what it is you would like to do or need from the New River Robotics Association. If you're want to start a new team, we need to go through the whole form and essay, and then meet with us to get your team registered. So if you want to get started right there on August 1st or within 10 days, register as early as possible. If you're with the school system, please start talking to your bookkeepers about how you're going to, go ahead and set that up. Do that then, and then if you decide as part of your registration you want to order a robot or another kit, that's the time to do it, because it will arrive before August 1st.
That's right. And remember, if you're registering a new team, the requirement that you have 2 leaders, 2 coaches that have to go through that process before they accept your team registration. You can do that before the 20th. Let's get those leaders approved and through the
First Inspires.
through the First Inspire screening process.
And you don't need to have all your students at that time solidified.
Right.
It's
right.
You need 2 weeks before your competition.
Yeah.
Or expo, or well, we don't even care about that in expo, but for tournaments, yes.
Yeah. And so I just looked at my notes and remembered one more thing is to help get you ready for next season. This is more on the robot side. Take pictures of your robot before you tear it apart. Take pictures of your attachments. Save your code onto a flash drive or into like a folder that you know exactly where it is. Because you don't want to start from scratch next season, right? The kids are going to have fun over the summer. They might forget some of the basics. And I can tell you right now, some of the missions at this, whatever the next table is going to be, some of the missions are going to be really, really similar. So you don't need to start over. You can look at how did we do this mission last time? What attachment did we use? Look back at like, oh, how do we follow the line? So build off of whatever you did this season. But make sure that, those pictures of your attachments, and your presentation, what worked well in your presentation? What experts did you talk to? Can you reuse those experts? We think, based on what was shown at the state championship, we think it's going to have something to do with water. Is that your recollection?
Yes. They're teasing water.
Yeah. So start thinking about that. I know we've got great water treatment facilities all over here. So if you want to get a jump on that. So
yeah, in particular, that research project, innovation project, is absolutely something that's well suited to summer work.
Yeah.
And we'll learn more about what that challenge is at the World Championship, which is 3rd week of April.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 3rd week of April, they'll start showing everybody more teasers about what the season will involve. So that's a good time. These are great advice that I hadn't even thought of. That as soon as they release that, and I will send out teasers or put it on our Facebook page So that you can start thinking, oh, well, if it is about water, we've got the hydroelectric dam, we've got the water treatment plant, we've got people who are conserving water. So there's just all kinds of sources you can already have lined up.
Mhm. Well said. Yeah, last year that they kind of unveiled the whole arts theme, and we didn't know exactly what the challenge was going to be. The whole, how do you spread your hobbies? Truthfully, I'm still not entirely clear as to what the research project this season was supposed to be, but I think the Turtles figured it out. They got high accommodations, so.
Right, but FLL has always structured it so if your innovation project is roughly dotted line connected to their theme, you can be pretty sure that it will apply when the formal innovation project challenge is announced August 1st. So if you did anything that was art related for your innovation project over the summer, I bet that worked for your competitive innovation project. But think about how much stress that relieves if you've got a lot of that not.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So as we move into the Q&A, I have a question for the coaches that were able to join us here. So of course, Ethan Bass, coach of the Redbeard Pandas. So we tried to get some events or some we tried to provide resources this season. We did a little bit of the win of the week email. I know we didn't do that as much as we wanted to. But we had a lot of fun doing, and I want to say it was very successful. The Robot in 30 Hours videos that we posted on YouTube, where we locked ourselves in a basement and we just tried to get through as many missions as we could within 30 hours after the challenge was released, and we posted the YouTube videos and the code. We had a lot of fun doing that, but I would like to hear from you, Jordan and Sarah. What other resources would you want from an FTC team of middle and high school students like me? Did you like the win of the week? Did you like the Robot in 30 Hours? Feedback like that would be greatly appreciated.
Sure. So I thought your 30-hour videos were really, really helpful, especially as a new team, just to give us ideas of someone doing these challenges. So that was huge for us to get us going. And then just practicing at the lab, honestly, has been super helpful for us because it saved us time not having to build things. And if we need an extra Lego, we can run right over to the library of Legos. So those two things have been super helpful for us.
Well, we're glad. Thank you.
Yeah, the YouTube videos are definitely popular with our kids too. They really liked the, challenge aspect of it. And then as far as other things like any our team wasn't in too bad a shape given that we had Brendan helping as a mentor. But he was also busy with schoolwork a lot of weeks. So any kind of mentoring opportunities for the big kids to help out the little kids would definitely be helpful.
All right.
Yeah,
we'll
definitely put that out there. Yeah.
One major complaint that I have of my students is that they all refuse to get driver's licenses. So, but we'll see if we can work something out. Yeah. So last thing I'll say about the Robot in 30 Hours videos, was it too helpful? Did it give you too much? Did you feel like the kids weren't able to figure it out themselves? We got some online hate for this, but I want to check with you all. Was it the right amount of information? Too much? Not enough?
I don't think it was too much. The kids really got a kick out of it, but I think, there was so much that they weren't going to remember all of it. So
Yes, same. I mean, it kind of inspired us. Oh, they did this way, but maybe we'll try it this way. So, our group wasn't trying to use it too much, to your point.
Oh, good. Yeah. We were worried that people would try to just take it and only do exactly what we tried to do. So we're glad that was helpful. We really enjoyed doing it. We really love bragging to our judges about it, but it's not for our awards. It's for you all.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're happy to answer any questions that you all have. Thank you for answering mine.
Did you all feel prepared for the tournament at Blacksburg High School in November? not in terms of robot and innovation project, but everything else.
We try to minimize surprises. What was your surprise factor?
That's a good question. I don't think we were surprised other than just it was more chaotic than we thought it would be. Like I feel like you prepped us and then it was a lot. So I think we ended up hanging out up in the cafeteria a bit because our kids were truly overwhelmed by the auxiliary gym.
Yes.
But you did warn us. It just, yeah, it was fun, but it was a lot.
Well, we had 24 teams, so 24 times approximately average of 8 kids. That's a lot.
Plus parents and everybody thing happening, and it's stressful. The kids put stress on themselves too. So we try to make it as fun and relaxing as we can, but and it's such a short amount of time for all of our teams. We have one of the earliest competition seasons in the nation.
And we were the latest that we could push it with Virginia DC FLL for that November 18th.
Yeah, they had to cancel several week 1 tournaments because they just didn't get the sign up. People were just too afraid because it's such a sudden thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, how did you feel about the BHS tournament? Any feedback?
Oh, it's just always a blur, like as a coach. I feel like I'm gonna, savor the moment or need to come up with activities for the kids or something, and then it's just a whirlwind and it's over and I'm exhausted. I don't know if that's
Sarah, we
very
have to tell you
helpful.
the state, if you can imagine how crazy it was at Blacksburg High School, the state competition was twice as hectic.
Poured gas on that fire. Yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
So, we have some New River Robotics Association always works with Virginia DC FLL for an after action review. And we put down, hey, we could really use your help from your organization to help us. This is what we need more from you. This is what our coaches need. So if there's anything that we can do as New River Robotics Association, as well as Virginia DCFL, please share with us. We always want to be improving each other. But we hope to do it the same time frame as late as possible at Blacksburg High School and next year.
Yeah, we were kind of starting to pave ground with that with Caitlin just 2 weekends ago at the district championship for FTC. Caitlin was talking about FLL planning. So looks like it's coming up again. Looks like she's very impressed with the strong number of teams in the New River Valley.
We're the fastest growing in the state. So let's get more teams out there. Yay.
Yeah, it's good feedback.
Well, we're always here to help you. If you think of anything else after this, please contact us at NRR
Robotics.
Yeah, New River Robotics at gmail.com, or stop by the shop. You can look on our website, New River Robotics Association, and see when we're there. You'll see times on the calendar. Just stop by.
Yeah. Thanks so much for being here, and tell your friends if they're coaching that this is available on our website. We'll post the recorded link here shortly.
And
thank you for your time.
My parting words is you've already done the hard part. You've survived. You've registered. You've survived a season. The hard part's over. Continuing is a breeze compared to the chaos of the first year. So if you're a veteran coach like Jordan,
Sarah's now a veteran coach.
Sarah's now joining the ranks of a veteran coach. It gets easier every year. So thank you all for sticking with it.
You'll have fun too.
Yep.
Thanks. Bye.
Good evening.
Thank you.